Now, please describe to us in this journey of Fabindia, where you were an exporter and then you began to, at some point, you decided you need to focus on the consumer in the country. And then you had all these challenges on the supply chain, and you had to really make sure that the people who were part of the supply chain were treated as equals. So could you describe some of these key moments in the company and what made you think like that? And what made you come out with those answers to serve the whole system rather than just look at being just another big company?
You know, I've always felt that companies last for a long time when they have a purpose, when they exist for a purpose. And having just the bottom line as your purpose is not a very good purpose to have for a long time mission. So if you are doing something other than that, and that is, you know, a byproduct of what you do, then I think you have a much greater chance of, you know, having a long life as a company, as opposed to just saying, you know, I'm here for the bottom line. And so if you have a purpose and something that a passion, and, you know, as Simon Sinek's famous video goes, you know, you have a why there, why you exist, what your purpose is, then I think you've given yourself a way of being relevant, especially if your purpose is relevant and important for society. And I think that that's, you know, when we were an export company in the late 90s, the decision to become a retailer was a decision that a lot of people in those days said was something that was not a good idea, to become an Indian brand. They were, if you wanted to become a brand, they said, you know, you need to look at what other brands are doing and copy them. So basically you became a copy of the Gap, or you became a copy of X, Y, and Z brand. Those brands were not coming into India at the time, so you basically, but the decision to become a brand that celebrated India was a decision I think a group of us took collectively, and it was a very good decision for the business because there was a rise of the middle class and the period of economic liberalization, and people wanted a brand that, you know, spoke to them and spoke to their desire to connect with their culture and their traditions, and that's what it did. You know, and now when I look back, that was 20 years ago, and interestingly enough, we're going through a period now where most businesses are going to have to reinvent themselves to survive. Not all, but most businesses, and again, we're at that moment of that point of inflection. You know, we were at a point of inflection in the 90s when I could see that the future for a company like ours that didn't actually manufacture but traded was not going to, we were not going to have a good future, because with the advent of faxes and emails and everything and international trade fairs, you know, it was getting easier and easier for the buyer, the ultimate buyer in the West, to get in touch with the manufacturer. We didn't really have a role to play. So rather than, you know, see a decline, we stepped out at the peak of our business. We literally stepped out when we were at the peak of our business. We'd had the best year, and we stepped out and we reinvented ourselves. And, you know, we are going through a period where I call it a period of the 3 R's, where this period is a period to reflect, reset, reimagine, and then ultimately to reinvent yourself. So we're going through a similar period. I don't think we will come out of this as the kind of retail business we were when we went into it. I mean, I think that we will be a very different kind of business, and a different, very, and you know, and hopefully we will change in a way that is exciting to our customers and to society at large.